And welcome back. I think we left off last time in Terra Invicta. Last time we were beginning the research into our Hydrolux-fueled nuclear missiles. We're probably going to reevaluate some of our warship choices the moment this is complete. This is estimated to complete in the second cycle here. Second counselor cycle. Working on things like predictive logistics systems so we can get more management points, working on lots of alien tech as well. Long-term tech tree wise, actually let's look at the full tech tree. So we probably want to work towards adamantine armor, as that's one way of significantly lower the weight of our ships. So I got improved shipbuilding techniques, not immediately realizing because it's been a while. That we would also need another tech for it, which is diamondoids, so we need to pick up diamondoids. And diamondoids apparently requires carbon nanotubes. So we've got basically 3 global techs we need to run through very quickly before we can get our adamantine armor. But that's what we're going to work on, the global, getting towards adamantine armor. So we're working towards, in global, to get adamantine armor. In this slot, mainly to get more control points, so we can control USA, China, and India. In this one, we're working on the nuclear missiles. Basically working on our ship stuff. We've got a couple designs for ships that should work if it wasn't for just the raw requirement of their fuel. One thing I could reevaluate, which I suppose I can come in here and we can look at it, right? Is 30 kps is what's recommended for interplanetary transfers. If our only goal is to control Earth orbit, we could easily happily drop down to like 16, right? So basically drop down to the point where, like, okay, we can go to anywhere in the Earth-Luna system and back, right? So basically pull 16, right? That wouldn't necessarily require quite so much maths, right? So we could say, hey, if we want 16, I can just shift on here a few times and bring it down to something like 16. And then that's almost more than halved the fuel requirements, right? We're still going to want things like the improved hydrogen fuel or containment. We're still going to want the adamantine armor because that'll drag it down even more. But this might be something that would be more affordable, right, to actually operate in Earth orbit. We're still going to reevaluate this when we get the missile upgrades because this thing's rocket missiles, and last-gen missiles are not worth it right now. We're probably going to swap over to nuclear torpedoes. And probably initially we're going to actually just use nuclear torpedo flying bricks, but we'll swap to next. How's our unrest looking? Stable, 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 stable. Pretty stable and peaceful. At some point we'll come back after the Gulf states, but we're not in a rush to get back to the Gulf states.
Restoring order.
Ready for orders.
Your orders?
Take a quick sweep through. So you need quick learner, so you need 16. You could do something 14. What would we want? Probably either command or security on this one. Or I can move enemy to the state. What is your state? Okay, you're unlikely to do that. So yeah, we can just give him command and make it more powerful. Make the Indian army a bit more powerful temporarily. Okay, let's get to cycle. Let's get our Hydrolux missiles, and
Offering
we'll
support.
sort out how we're going to keep the servants from blowing up our stations.
Person of interest surveilled.
Okay,
Tracking failed.
vulnerable Protectorate guy there.
Things are
Will be,
stabilizing.
5, I think is what we saw.
The people will come to our side.
Okay. Didn't budge from 91, so it's time to move on to someplace else. Probably back to China for a moment. Well, actually, if it's got, he's done for the moment, I might actually send him after trying to turn someone. Honyang! Okay, so we got the aliens have screwed up and got infected again. Okay, the servants are coming to poke some of my stuff. Nope, and the station at this point is now able to defend itself, so the servants just blew up their own fleet. So completed stations apparently have enough firepower to shoo off the servants. Good to know. Alright, so this guy's got 5 loyalty.
Ready.
Our persuasion guy here can come over and
Reeling them in.
ask him to swap sides.
Where to?
I think that's good. Let's go. There we go. There's our Hydrolux fueled nuclear missiles. Or torpedoes. Okay, don't necessarily need laser cannons right now. Another option right is we could also swap over to the cavity drive, which has a slightly higher exhaust efficiency. Maybe I might contemplate that. Well, actually, the next one we're going to build is probably going to be the flying bricks. The flying bricks are still going to fly on the grid drive, so not in a rush to do that. Might do the faster shipbuilding so I can get them built quicker. So we probably don't need solid core. Don't need this anymore, so let's obsolete and hide that. Space tugs we might want at some point. Solid core we don't need. When we want boost, we'll want that, but we don't really need that right now. Mars campus. This didn't cost mission control. We probably want to build all those. Might be tempted to grab that. Not necessarily a rush for that. We don't exotic nano battery because that's requiring exotics. Could do cobalt dust. So that's 200 tons per gigawatt, very low. What's the one I'm running right now? I feel like I grabbed one recently. Tin droplet. Very okay, so yeah, okay, so the Tim droplet is better than the cobalt dust, so we should actually obsolete the cobalt dust and the ionic dust. And the nanotube. At some point we might want to do an upgrade on the batteries, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Same thing with the heat sink. Good to the remass scoop, but we're not going to worry about it. Don't need that. Okay. Going to the tech tree and trying to prioritize what I need to research. Dreadnought and Lancer are probably oversized for what we need. Oh, we've got green cannon, I think. Oh no, we got green prioritized up here. So we'll do green rather than we'll do infrared. I'm gonna do it. And we've got advanced rail cannons. We're not gonna do normal rail cannon. We might do improved railgun batteries at some point. Actually, targeting computer might be worth grabbing, so let's actually do targeting computer. It's nice and cheap. And as I said, let's go reevaluate some other things. So hide the obsoletes. And most of these, actually go ahead and obsolete these because we're not gonna use them as is. I'm probably not gonna use that Corvette. Okay, so flying brick. So we're gonna upgrade the flying brick. So right now the flying brick has got a grid drive on it, which is fine. Interestingly enough, the grid drive, 6 grid drives cannot be run off of a vapor core fusion, or a fission. But we got level 3, so we use level 3 anyway. Oh, these all apparently weigh about the same, so it's 4, 3, 3. Guess the biggest thing the 3 is doing is it's got a 60 gigawatt max. So arguably it's not really an improvement over 2, but it is an appropriate replacement for 2. So we swap to that. This is not going to really do anything. Well, say it's not going to do anything, and it lowered the weight by 100 tons. We're already running the best battery. We can swap over to the new tin droplet radiators. It doesn't really save as much weight, but it's better than nothing. Utility modules, we've already got marine assault units on it. We've got magazines. This is not using hydrogen as propellant in the case of the grid drive, so we can't speed it up with liquid hydrogen containment. We might be able to operate with less gas tanks if we're just running for Earth defense, which this is probably going to get swapped over to doing. Okay, so needless to say, the old freight missiles at this point, or the old Viper missiles at this point, are obsolete. In fact, I've already clicked them off. They're not here anymore. So we got Viper Missile Bay, which... So the old Viper, it's got 5.6. Oh no, that's the Viper. Okay, no. Viper Bay is obsolete. So we've got a choice between Python Nuclear Missile Bay and Hades Torpedo Bay. This has got 7.7 Delta V, this has got 4 Delta V. So the other big difference, right, is this is... How many shots is this? I think it says here. It should say here. Magazine of 4. So we're going to get 8 shots per launcher versus... $16 shots, right? Because we've got the magazine, which is basically doubling our storage. No, it's only 50% more storage. It's not double storage. Okay, so it's 6 shot versus 12 shot, basically. I'm still thinking we're probably going to go torpedoes just because of how they handle against more maneuverable targets. So we'll run double torpedo. And nanotube, I think, is still the way to go with armor, which is obsolete the old ones. And yeah, so we could run something like this as the new interior block ship. I think it's a cheaper ship. For Earth defense, we probably want to run like 2 tanks. For more aggressive miss, we'd probably run 3, but I think we're gonna... These only got nuclear missiles. They're not really gonna want to fly particularly far away from rearming points, so we're gonna say these are gonna go 2. Yep. This design lacks sufficient delta V for interplanetary transfer, which it does, because we've decided these are only gonna stay in orbit of Mars or in orbit of Earth. They're not going to go anywhere else. Basically, I want these to be able to fly around the local systems, and this will do that. Okay. And yeah, so... about 7 fuel cheaper than the flying brick. And a little bit more threatening, because it's got a bigger payload, basically. What's the difference between Great Bear class and Great Bear class 6? A lot of weight difference. We haven't really armored this one up. It's got stuff missing. It's running the old Vortex drive. Okay. So let's obsolete that one anyway. Let's obsolete that one. We'll upgrade the Great Bear drive. So needless to say, we said those missiles are obsolete, so we're going to replace those missiles. Otherwise, right now, this is what this is going to look like. I might actually go ahead and say that we're going to build a Earth defense style fleet. So we're going to go drop down to 16 kilobit or KPS Delta V. So for Earth defense, and that's what we're gonna probably use the new model ships for. Great Bear is just, well, right now we're low on volatiles, right? If we had the volatiles, it would be buildable at this point, and it is significantly cheaper. So let's go ahead. We're gonna build 2 sets of flying bricks, because I think we can get away with building those at this point. So our main Earth shipyard. We'll start with flying bricks. Oh, and before I do this, let's obsolete specifically the old flying brick. Now, I'm not necessarily going to obsolete Block 6 class. We might technically iterate these separately. We'll see. Okay, so Earth stations. So we got low Earth, low Earth. These are the 2 Mars ones. Probably going to keep them all at the same station right now. So these 4 stations have the ability to basically refuel and rebuild and such. But I'm going to keep them all located at the Yuzong so they don't have to burn to group up. So we're going to build 8 there. Mars, I obviously, if I'm going to try to keep the same speed, I do need to split them up. So I'm going to be split over 1 and 2. Okay, we'll let those get built. Once those are built, I'm going to try to contest Earth orbit a little bit more. The servants have been blowing up our stations around Earth. Well, all the new ones we've been trying to build, they've been blowing up. And we could definitely launch more. The servants did screw up and basically lost their fleet. I don't think they have a replacement fleet right now. 9 fleets. None of them are servants. Okay, so unless Papa 10 over here comes to give us a knockin', I think we can rapidly just replace all our orbitals.
Prepping for mission.
And then right now, I'm going to keep these orbitals fairly simple, which is good and bad, right? So we're going to go, these are the Earth ones, Earth, Initiative. Right now, these ones have nothing on them. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade them, obviously, with enough solar power to power them. One shipyard, so we can refuel and rearm at them, and one layer defense array. And then we're going to use that to very quickly manage all these and get them to do the same. I'll do a little bit more hands-on micro on them after they've got their inherent defense in, right? So we're going to focus on defense and refueling at all of them. And if they survive the first 60 days to get that set up, then we'll start thinking about what we're going to upgrade them to be. I did arguably invest a lot of resources a little bit earlier in stuff that just got blown up by the servants. So I know these ones will get interdicted by the servants simply because the servants screwed up and sent their fleet against something that had defense platforms. I think it was actually one of these four. And in doing so, lost all their entire fleet. So if they come up against any of these, they're would have to rush to get some fleet stuff. We're getting told we can upgrade the admin tower. Yes. Can I afford to upgrade the admin tower? No. That's why we haven't upgraded the admin tower. That makes sense. Okay, and obviously we get all those done. Those are all in Leo, and we can put admin towers in all of them. And that'll give us a bunch more control power to control more Earth places. So with that, let's actually complete our second cycle of the episode.
Offering support.
Agent cycle of the episode. Debris cloud. Enter it into our tracking. If we had other things, like we had a shipyard, we could deorbit it, or if we had lasers, we could blow it up. If we had a construction module, we could deorbit and get some stuff. No luck for us right now, so we just get 50 more science.
We've turned them to our cause.
And we successfully turned that protectorate guy to our cause. Which will make it a little bit easier for us to be mean to the protectorate. We found a second guy of the protectorate. Obviously, we can get one at a time from any faction.
Violence
you
is
can
a
get up to
beauty.
two from two different factions. Okay, there's our targeting computer. Maybe in hindsight, it might have been worth waiting to develop that, attach that. But obviously, I didn't, right? Thinking I'm going to go rapid shipbuilding so we can build ships faster. Be fair, that might be cheap enough. Well, no, actually, the things we're building right now, we've got both slots filled, right? We've got the magazine, we got the Marines on them. Right, so that'll make more sense on the battleships, where the battleships have an empty slot. So we'll put that on the battleships. Either the laser engine, one of the two. Okay.
Acknowledged. Investigating alien site.
Ready for orders. Making our case.
Ready for my mission.
So the alien was last spotted here.
Setting a
It's
watch.
probably one of the neighboring things. So we're
Where
going
do
to
you
put a
need
surveillance on here, so if it does something in the neighboring provinces, we're more likely to catch it.
Standing by.
Ready
And
for
just
my
crashed
mission.
down in Vladivostok. Not Vladivostok, Kiev in Ukraine. Vladivostok's the other end of Russia. How I got those confused, I don't know. Okay, I think this guy's just going to do some stabilized mission. That wouldn't be the end of the
We'll
world
restore
stabilize
peace
China a
to
little bit.
this nation.
So this guy's got perfect security, perfect admin, perfect espionage. Probably does actually make sense to do more command, because as we can see right now, this person is doing usually unrest reduction when they're not doing espionage-related things. So grab some command, a bit more likely to be successful. This person probably wants security. Yeah. They are starting to get a bit on in year, so we might want to start thinking about investing in the technologies that give the second wave of our counselors more
On
starting
the
speed.
watch.
Because our veterans here are starting to look a little old.
Offering assistance.
If you play the game fast enough in game time, you could hypothetically play it in one generation. I'm not quite that good. Well, I haven't actually finished the game yet,
Public
so
opinion is moving in our direction.
maybe I
Things
am that
are
good and
stabilizing.
I don't recognize it because I haven't finished the game. But suspect that our guys are probably going to die of old age before the game ends.
I brought you on board, Doctor, because I...
Electrostatic fission stuff. Alien induction reported in North Korea, so he didn't move. So we probably have located them. They are working on networked global defense. Yeah, which, as far as I'm concerned, increasing the max military tech is not a bad thing. Territorial defense battalions. These aren't things I'm opposed to. They're just not things I'm interested in. So yeah, we'll let them research what they want to research. And I think we're on a lock for advanced
We
hydrogen
found
containment.
something.
Which is what we need for this less hydrogen, which is more efficient fuel efficiency on our fission drives, basically.
Standing by for orders.
No luck in finding the alien, apparently. Apparently this guy isn't sufficiently stealthy. Is sufficiently stealthy. Granted, I have a suspicion. Our 25 investigation guy. We note here that we're finding a guy that's... Why does this guy have 69% chance? Shouldn't most people we run into be like 100% because he's just that good at investigation? This is obviously the alien, right? So the alien's kind of a dead giveaway sometimes by the fact that they're actually really good at hiding, which makes them, when you get a near miss on them like this, really easy to find because the alien's the only people that are good at hiding.
Tracking
So
target.
we can easily
Ready
put two
for my
together and
mission.
say, oh yeah, that's definitely
Headed
the
there now.
alien. Oh, you need something. Okay, we'll be back. Should be coming. Well, actually, I haven't been running for very long, right? So we're 3, maybe 4 cycles left before we get the first wave of ships launched.
Lend in my expertise. I will help them.
Tracking failed.
Ooh, failure. Try again.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Things are cooling off.
Predictive logistic systems. Some more control point management. If I wanted more control point right away, I think we're back to management resources. On the other end, I might go for specifically increase the maximum amount of resource you can spend on mission success. This is a short-term temporary buff. Well, I say the short-term goal.
Here's what we
isn't
found.
just control points.
One cannot simply squeeze a balloon into a tin can without one or the other bursting, which itself depends upon which you make stronger and which you make weaker. Chancellor Li Jingzhao, interview for A History of Space Travel, BBC Radio 4.
One cannot simply squeeze a balloon into a tin can. Why would you want to squeeze a balloon into a tin can? That's a different problem. Okay, so what was it? I know I want to go for adamantine armor, and so let's look back at our tech tree. It's the one we were looking at first for. Carbon nanotube. Wait. So we need diamondoids. Diamondoids are molecular assemblers. Okay. There we go.
Standing by. We'll see what we can find.
What's the up?
Nope, don't necessarily need to send this guy to hunt any aliens.
We'll
It was
restore
Mexico,
peace
but
to
we're
this
not actually
nation.
using Mexico right now because it's not a rush.
Offering counsel.
Asset goes silent. Okay, so the Protectorate, for whatever reason, got rid of the guy we found and convinced to spill the beans.
Surveillance complete.
We found Xenoform Alpha 8.
Things are cooling off.
We hold no sway in their minds.
Oh, we don't know enough about Xenoform Alpha 8 to know much about anything about it, actually. But yeah, they wandered into China, so if they stay in China, we are going to try to take them out. Okay, that's good to see that those finish.
Reporting in.
Okay, keep following up on
Eyes on
Alpha
the
8.
target.
Standing by for orders.
We've only just found him, so it's almost certainly not a good time to shoot him. Well, we could invest enough and get a pretty high chance, but yeah, we're not going to rush off to shooting him. If for no other reason than I probably want some of our warships done first. Probably gonna grab science here. Could grab persuasion for more control points. It's either science, I'm thinking. Because we got max security, got max command, got max admin. This is the person we want specialized in command. So, specialization achieved, basically. Actually, we'll go persuasion. Give us more command control points. And then hab-wise... Oh, only the solar panels are done. We still gotta wait. The more important components still are until the 17th of March, so we're not there yet. They're
I
not
will
past
help
their vulnerable from the
Offering
AI local humans showing up with
Nothing unusual
missiles.
found.
Interesting. Okay, so the difference between
Order is returning.
China and North Korea is apparently massive.
Order is returning.
Either that or it attempted to go to ground
Public
because it
sentiment
thought it was
is
detected,
increasingly with us.
and then didn't successfully get to ground. We have finished rapid shipbuilding, so our ships should be building faster. And then yeah, this case we're gonna go back to management for. Oh well, no, that'll be fine. We'll swap this one over to doing the ship stuff when it's done with directed focus.
Standing by for orders.
0.3, 0.3. What's the best looking like? 0.6. Okay, let's have you just in US.
We'll turn down the heat.
Got admin, got investigation. You probably want security. It may make sense. Well, we've got a little bit invested in knowledge, but it may make sense to focus more in knowledge. Doubly so once we get these places stable. Expected to stay stable. Okay, so America in theory is actually expected to stay stable, stay peaceful. As terrible as the inequality looks. So maybe at some point we might come along here and lower the welfare and up the environment or the eco, or not the knowledge. Up the knowledge, yeah. Let's put a little bit of knowledge into China. And we've got some knowledge in India. Okay, so this one's supposed to be sitting around a stability of 2, which is higher than I would like. Right, so it's going to constantly try to move back to rest point, which is why we're working on welfare. The alternative, right, would be to work on per capita GDP. Because we are actually more cohesive than we ideally want to be. You want to cohesion 5, and then you want like a GDP of like 50,000 or something. Sort of the ideal. So in a lot of places, we're actually trying to keep things stable in sort of the more autocratic way. Whereas only the United States is actually stable enough that we could actually keep cohesion at 5, right? So that's one reason why we're trying to improve welfare in America, is so that we can get cohesion up to 5, which is best for science. Which is one reason we're not necessarily investing more in knowledge there, because we want the cohesion to go up, not down. Whereas cohesion is high in India. China, we're relying on it being totalitarian, which is okay. We got other stuff we need to do with China, fix China. That's what's going on there.
Offering assistance. Offering assistance.
There's our directed research. Now we're going to go back over to ship stuff. Because this has boost, we may at some point do this for the boost, but we're not actually going to do this for ship actual usage as an engine, I think. We didn't get here fast enough for it to be a viable engine. Practice. First load of ships launched. Oh, I don't know. Did we get speed up on them? Because I should be running faster at this point. No. Okay. In which case, it'll actually be faster to delete the ones we got. Cancel the pending. Cancel the doing. And then we can just queue them up again, and they'll be built faster. There we go. Doesn't make a big difference, but it makes some difference.
We found nothing of note.
Things are stabilizing.
He failed. Failed badly.
Violence is abating.
We've moved the needle.
Okay, and with this, I think we're coming up on the time where we should put... Well, I should have already put the bar break in. So I hope you've all been enjoying. If you're watching this on Twitch and YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, the next part will be up tomorrow. If you're watching on... Or if you're watching on YouTube, the next part will be up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, the next part will be recorded in a couple minutes. I'm going to take a short break between parts, just to stretch the legs. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.